Hey, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. Steve and I are up at the garage this morning. We had a couple things planned. This is how our mornings go. The night before, a couple days before, we have it sort of mapped out what we want to do, and then when we wake up in the morning and see the weather, then we finalize the plans. So Steve's going to take two guys and go prep a basement, garage, and front porch, and possibly a garage that you were jackhammering at yesterday. You really had fun there yesterday, didn't you?
Not one bit.
Oh, I saw the video. It looked like a. I'm sorry I missed it. Sorry I couldn't be there.
I feel like somebody just spent all day beating the crap out of me.
So I'm gonna take two guys and stay here at my house working on the patio. It's been torn up for a long time, but a lot happened there. So we're going to try and get that put back together a little bit. Tommy is at the home stretch on his house. He's trying to get the electric done for electrical inspection, and then he can turn it over to the insulation crew.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Concrete with the Hosses. We are here at one of our builders' new builds. Getting the basement, garage, and hopefully the porch ready to be poured on Monday. Should be a pretty nice Friday. So as you can see, here's our road coming down to the basement. Now with this particular builder, he is a guy that does a lot of jobs and tasks for him to help make all of the individual contractors' jobs a lot easier. So in our case, he does a really nice job at coming in and getting all these floors flattened out after the plumbers come in. He does a really good job. He's got years of experience on a machine, so he's pretty good at being able to see, okay, here's where I think their concrete height is, just kind of flattens everything off for us to come in and fine tune. Oddly enough, his name is Tom. So Tom, thank you very much for the extra help that you give us. So that's the basement. We'll head up to the garage now. So here's the garage. Pretty small 3-car garage. But again, Tom comes in, gets everything nice and flat for us, and we just have to fine tune everything for the fall, put the fall for these floor drains, put our gravel in, mark our wall height, and then put our garage door sills on. So same thing with the basement. We'll just have to bring in some gravel after we get the dirt leveled off a little bit better, and then the porch over here. This is a brick ledge here, so that sticks out about 3.5 inches. So my guess is we're gonna have to take a 2x6 and run it flush out, and then use 2x4 bracing coming up off that brick ledge to hold that on, and then we'll screw on a 2x8 or a 2x10 and then brace that up, and we'll do that the whole way. So this mud will have to get cleaned off that brick ledge, and yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the machine fueled up, get it unloaded, start doing that while waiting for Matt and Stan to get here, and then they can start chalking walls and everything, setting heights, building a story pool, all that fun stuff. So enjoy. Basement as far as we can go. We have the garage as far as we can go. We're running into an issue with these little wings sticking out on the foundation again. So we decided to jump over here and get moving on this porch since the roof line has stopped dripping. Matt's drilling a hole for the Teflon. Bingo. So as you can see, we took our 2x4, measured down 1.5 inches from the top of our wall here, and Tapcon this 2x4 on. That way our 2x6 sits right on top of our 2x4, and then Stan was getting numbers and cutting us blocking. So now we're putting the blocking under there to support our 2x6, so when concrete goes on there, it's not moving. Next, we're gonna get our faceboard out here, get our measurement, so we have enough concrete there, while giving us our appropriate size step at the door, and then the porch will be ready. Almost. We got to cut rebar, but we don't have rebar here just yet. So the battery's getting pretty close to dying, which is why I didn't film any of this. But as you can see, we have a good base of gravel. We have probably 4 to 5 inches all along the perimeter. Our concrete floor will be about 4 to 5 inches thick all along the perimeter. We follow the taper to the drain, so this entire floor will be a consistent 4 to 5 inches thick. We didn't have an extension cord with us today. It's one of those things that you kind of forget to check for occasionally. But in this case, on Monday, whenever we're here pouring, we're just going to come in and drill our holes for our rebar so that they're tied into the wall. We'll have our plastic down. We'll have our rebar on chairs ready to rock and roll. We need plastic down in the basement, and then rebar cut for the porch. But other than that, everything is ready, with the exception of these little wings that'll be getting cut out Monday morning. So once those are cut out, we can run our 1.5 inch lip board and then our frost wall board, and the garage will be ready to go.
Okay, first truck is empty, pulling out. It's an exciting morning around here. We got the garage ready to go. Waiting on a couple more rebar on my next mixer. 2 more across here, and then we'll bend some into the frost wall, and this is ready to go. What I missed on camera, this is number 2 truck filling the buggy. This track came off of the buggy right there. Backing down this hill on this turn, it rolled the track off. That's why I always bring 2 buggies. We kept pouring with one while I jumped on maintenance and got the track back on the machine. Probably missed about 15 minutes with 2 buggies, but the guys were able to keep going. All right. Home stretch here, a little noisy. A little bit of bull floating back there and all that plumbing. Try and take your time, make that as nice as you can now, makes it easier on the finishing. A lot of stuff to work around in that corner. That's good. Hold up for now. We'll get this pulled back. We'll put our zip in off of this corner. We have a little bit of excess. We'll take care of this. We got a half a buggy. We're good. So that's the leftover of number 2. We'll just spread him in here real quick, dump it, get him out of here. 3's mixing up. Keep the 4 going. Okay, there it is, all poured. Last little bit. I thought I had the camera on, but it's shut off, or I didn't hit the button. These things are so temperamental. A little bit extra here. We're just floating that down. He is empty. He's cleaned up. We're waiting on our final truck for that porch. I think it's right around 9 o'clock. Going good. So we're pouring this porch next on this decking. These are 1.5 inch pans. I like a rebar down in that pan. This is where you get a lot of your strength in these webs. So we put a rebar low in that, about every 3 feet on down. I also leave them stick out. I don't want the rebar ending here. This could hairline crack above it. So I like these rebar to stick out a little bit over this edge, but not too close to the face of the concrete. You don't want to see a rust mark running down there. So just over this edge a little bit, tying everything together. All right, I'll get this tied up. They'll be here any minute. That's what money looks like right there. We're working on this. We don't want this to move at all. That'll send a hairline crack right up here. So notice the blocking that the guys did down onto solid. So this 2x6, not only is it Tapcon to the foundation, it's a solid board all the way to the brick ledge, all the way across the front. 2% cross slope on this to our blue line. So that's about 6.5 inches from top of pan, I'm sorry, from bottom pan to blue line. Just over 4 inches from here to here. Maybe closer to 5, somewhere in there. Yeah, 4.5 inches. My numbers are close. I don't have a tape measure with me. You can see with our rods tied up how this just hangs right above that. We'll just pick these up a little bit. Here we go, we're underway. Okay. Getting it as close to our blue line. Alright, hitting that. Little pile. Always check and make sure the downspouts aren't open. They're not in yet, we're good. A little bit of excess right over here. Won't hurt anything. Alright, I'm going to jump on bull floating. Everybody good? That's about what we're looking for on our covered porches. You know, probably an 1/8 bubble, not a quarter. Just enough to get that water to run off. But when you put a chair on there, you want to sit pretty level. So any rain comes in, you might see a little bit halfway. Probably never see rain or snow up here. So a little bit of fall, not tremendously, not excessive. So the guys are right behind us. We just finished pouring that. They're taking care of the sills. We're not even done with cleanup yet. Concrete's going pretty fast. We lost a little bit of time with that power buggy track. So, not that we're behind, but we don't have any time to chit chat. So we turn our floats up on a pretty steep angle. We kind of use it as a straight edge. We want a
nice even plane from the back edge to the front. That's why we pull these when they're nice and wet. Like that. Now the garage door will sit right in this pocket up onto the floor. We use a bigger radius edger on this, a 1-inch radius. Gives a nice rolled edge. Kind of helps out with the car tire getting over that rather than our 1/2-inch radius edger. Still little things. They're in the basement troweling. The guys are getting on this garage. They yelled at me and said, don't touch their tools. So I come over here to the porch. The porch is a little bit wet. So I'm over here by myself where nobody can yell at me. I'm going to edge this in a minute, get my cuts, corner both ways, and then center. And that'll be about a 6x6 pad and a little bit bigger in front of the door. That's 2 passes on number 1 truck. It's all complete. First pass on 2nd truck right here. Danler's got to get out the door right there, and we are good. We'll let that sit a minute. Head upstairs, check out the porch, the garage, come back to this. Be up to speed up here. First pass all done. Sills are complete. 4-inch smooth, broom up to our rolled edge. We'll come back tomorrow, saw cut center, saw cut off a corner, off 2 foot, and then center a drain, long ways. Over here, working on the porch. So we're getting a cut off of that corner, and center. I'd like to center it on those windows. We'll check that. If that is close to center of the porch, but we should go from center from cut to edge. So the guys are just using floats, no steel trowels on this front porch. Re-rolled the joint as they're working their way out. We're gonna straight broom this. We don't want to finish edge this edge of the porch with a step down and have that too slippery. So we straight broom all the way over, and we'll start our finished edge decorative look down here on the level. Steve just opens that up. And then he'll wipe that line out. So after it's all floated up, we just take our edgers and re-roll this edge. We don't want to see a bunch of waves in it or this. Just clean it up real nice. The concrete's still really soft. So this is all we're going to do for right now. About like that. Let that tighten up, then we can broom it right off the edge. How'd we do? Looks pretty straight. Jim will re-roll that. Little bit of finishing left to do in the garage. Tommy went straight back. Matt just did a loop. Jim did same thing. Steve came in. Just everybody working towards the man door over there. The sliders really come in handy versus the knee boards. You have to keep standing up. Just crawl around backwards. So that's what we're looking for. Saw cutting tomorrow, all done. Still waiting a little bit on the porch to broom it. I'll head downstairs and hit that last truck in the basement. Low and flat. As the concrete gets tighter, you can definitely go faster and more up on edge. Couple square feet left right here. This concrete has been on the ground about 3 hours. It's just before, oh no, it's about 11:30 right now. Hard to get a good angle in there. These three guys are just looping right around, right out the door, and that is all done. Little bit of sunshine on this porch now. Getting ready to broom, so I'll set the camera down and start hitting that. There it is, all done. A light broom on it for some traction. Face is all touched up. We'll leave these blocks and this board in for about 28 days. Let that get real nice and strong, and then pull them out and they can run their brick up. So that's how I like to leave it. Caution tape up. That way if anybody walks on it, we did all we can do. If we don't put caution tape up, then it's our fault. Same thing over here. That should do it. All right, we're gonna go get a garage ready for tomorrow. It's supposed to be a pretty rainy week. We have a lot of basements and garages that have been waiting for us over the winter. So we're gonna take the next probably 2 weeks and get a lot of them done. And we did one stamp job so far, and we have one more coming up that we'll have that coming on video real soon for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. Keep watching. Tell all your friends. Let's keep this channel growing. Have a good day.